All righty. Good afternoon again. Today is Sunday, May 3rd, the 5th month in 2020. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. I have to adjust myself to using this headset so the sound can be clear. Welcome, welcome. Hashtag live once you're on the live, and hashtag replay once you've watched the replay for those who'll be watching the live afterwards. Remember to like and share this video. Invite your friends and your family as usual to come on. Today, however, is one of those Sundays when I am alone. So today's live is about 10 to 15 minutes just to recap and to just impart some information that I've gathered for you. How are you today, Jamaicans, and how are you others? Hope all is well. Hope we're keeping safe. I hope we are practicing our social distancing. I hope we're doing the actual 6 feet and hope we're wearing our mask. Hope we're sanitizing. Hope we're washing. Hope we are exercising. Hope we are taking the necessary supplements, the vitamin A, D, and C in terms of boosting the immune system. So with that being said, let me jump right into what I'm about. Again, my name is Shernette Clark, for those of you who don't know, your financial advisor. And yes, I am a licensed financial advisor by the Financial Services Commission of Jamaica. That's the FSC. So I am licensed to sell life and health insurance, pension, which is our retirement scheme or retirement fund, and also some aspects of investment, critical coverage insurance, of course. So let me jump right on into it. Now that I'm here, we had the counseling psychologist on for 3 Sundays in a row, and his responsibility was helping us to cope during this period of COVID-19. And the first week we spoke on self-efficacy, taking care of self before you are able to take care of others, which is the psychological intelligence. And then we went on to week 2 of what is it that we choose to accept, the negative, or is it that we're going to throw it back once it is thrown at us? We're not going to be taking on anything that we don't have to take on. And we're going to be responsible for what it is that we take in and what is it that we put out. And then last week he spoke on the 7 F's, and I made a list because I didn't want to forget any. The 7 F's that affected us psychologically, and that was family, finances, fun, fellowship, food, faith, and frolic. So for those of you who want to know what all of those are and want to get in depth, you can go back and watch the previous lives, which was last week and the week before, just to get an insight on what that is all about if you weren't on the live before. So moving forward, now that we have had some lessons on how it is that we're going to be coping, then it is that we're able to manage the other aspects of our lives that we are responsible for. And the one that I'm going to be narrowing on now is our finances. How is it that we're going to be moving forward now as it relates to getting some insurance in place, critical life and health, and getting some investment? And also, if you have not yet started your pension contribution, that we're going to start that now. And if in fact, let's say for example, you were working with a company, a lot of persons are being laid off now, and you probably was on a spent oh, I'm getting tongue tied, on a pension scheme with that company. What you need to do is to now transfer. It is portable. You transfer that fund now into a private, which is what we call the ARS here. So you can submit that into your private fund, and that can continue to accumulate and to grow, and it is available to you at retirement. So don't spend that lump sum, don't use it for anything else. It is for your pension, and so you should transfer it to an individual pension fund where you can have it waiting for you to retire. So guys, if you're in that position, please contact me. A lot of persons are being laid off, and we are going to be using those funds right now to buy all sorts of stuff, because it is that we're in that mode now to shop. But do not use that fund. You're going to need it at retirement. Now, I wanted to encourage those of you, because don't think that I have it easy in terms of budgeting. I don't have it down pat. And it is okay if you don't get it correct the first time. And if you're tired or if you're getting frustrated, it is okay. What is not okay is if you decide not to do it any at all and to give up because you want to know where you are and what is it that you're spending. Made a list for you guys again. And how you want to make that list, you also want to incorporate the debts in terms of what is it that you're spending, how you're going to pay off the debts. And I would encourage you to start from your smallest to your largest. What I'm noticing during this period, which seems attractive, is that a lot of companies are offering extension on loan payments, etc. And if it is that you can pay them, go ahead and pay them. I don't know what is going to happen at the back end, if the interest is going to be higher, if the loan period is going to be longer, and being longer meaning you're paying more interest. Just make sure that you know what is it that you are getting into when you are signing or you're agreeing to these terms. As it relates to my clients who have their life insurance, the companies have given extension in terms of payments, in terms of your premiums. Go ahead and make those payments if you have the money. Don't let them pile up and then you have other issues at the end of 2 or 3 months. Just go ahead and make those payments timely. Before I move on, I also want to congratulate persons who have taken up the opportunity, new clients who have decided to purchase life insurance, and I walk persons through the online process, and I've spoken to some and sent proposal. I want to congratulate you. I can't call the people them name online, but I want to congratulate you for taking that step in acquiring your insurance and also somewhat starting your financial portfolio. And for those existing clients who have taken the opportunity to somewhat amend or to increase or to add to their portfolio, I want to congratulate you, and I want to thank you again for hiring me. The fact that you have purchased from me, it means that you have given me that opportunity. You have taken on the suggestion that I've given you, the recommendations that I've given you, and you have hired me to somewhat review on an annual basis your portfolio, to add, to increase, to adjust, whatever it is. And I want to thank you for believing in my recommendation. Thanks, guys. So for those of you who don't have yet, I'm waiting for those phone calls and for those messages. All right. So, guys, how to coping during this time without the emergency fund? I have to pay keen attention to what is it that I'm spending. I'll encourage all of you to do this. And when I don't do this, I end up purchasing things that I didn't plan to purchase. Make a list. I went to the hardware yesterday for one item. Didn't need to make a list because I knew exactly what I was going for. But when you got in, first of all, the lines are long. So you have more time to look around. And I ended up with some other stuff in my cart. And consciously stood there and said, do I really need this? No, I don't need this now. And I don't need this now because for some reason I cannot use this now. And I had to be putting back, I put back 4 items that I didn't need now, but because I was in there and I went without my list, when for one item I ended up with 6 items to be exact in the cart. So I put back what I didn't necessarily need now, and what I wanted, I left. Or what I needed, I left it, and what I didn't want, I left it at the hardware. Make a list when you're going to the supermarket. It is easy to go in there for 2 items and come out with a cart full of things you probably even already have, or probably things that you're not going to cook for now, or sometimes the things that you don't even like. So make a list, guys, and that helps with the budgeting. Are you using I have this struggle with how is it that I'm budgeting your credit cards or any other method of loan payment that you have. What I realized, I had my credit card for a purpose, not knocking any company, but everybody have to know what works for them. That your credit card is basically money that is out there, but you have to pay it back. And if you have your credit card, I'll say leave it sometimes at home, because when you have it, you're going to spend. And it's money that you pay back. So you don't need to have the money now. So you're tempted to spend and it feels like you have money. What I only have one credit card. I was in the possession of 3 and I canceled 2 and I have 1. And I'm iffy about the 1 because I realized that I can use my Visa debit for online transaction. That was my excuse for getting a credit card. I realized I can use the debit card or the debit Visa for the same purpose without paying the interest that I'm paying on the credit card. There are ways also not to pay interest on your credit card. Once you're paying over the minimum and once you pay on your statement due date, and once you pay off the amount that you have spent, you can end up paying no interest. But if it is possible, any at all, if you don't need a credit card, guys, that's added expense. All right. What else do I have for you? You always need to improve on the budget that you plan. I have to improve and I have to adjust, because the same budget that I had for last month or even last year, guys, get your books. One of these, even if so, this one is 2016. So I have one of these books. Or for me, I also started in Excel, but sometimes it's easy to transfer to the book. And if you have the time, you can go to Excel where you can do the calculations on the spreadsheet. But create a book for the years and you can do your comparison over the years. What is it that you can eliminate from the list? What if it is that you normally go out on a regular basis to have dinner or to drink? What is it that you can minus or subtract or take off that list that is going to be adding some money to your savings and your investment? Can you imagine $1,000 every day times 7 times 4 or times 365? How much money we can end up with in our savings if we decide consciously and consistently to do that amount daily. How much is it that we'll be saving? Or something that we don't need, that we have always been spending on, we can cut down or cut it out to put that money to work for us. So I told you to create the book. You can call it your financial Bible, whatever it is, or your planner or your notebook, whatever it is. Make it be unique to you and personal to you, where you're going to be adding the information to that so we can sort out the budgeting. As I said before, you can go back and make adjustment how much we can achieve. And guess what? We have some accounts that we probably need to close. Some accounts, I don't want to call any name, but some accounts that encourage, whether it is 10% discount or buy X amount, get this. And we don't necessarily need the things, but the deal seems so attractive. So it pushes us, it encourages us to spend. Stay away from those if you are going over the budget, guys. Set up some account that is pre-authorized. So whether it is coming through your salary deduction or through your bank on a monthly basis before you get the money, consistently going to savings, going to your insurance, going to investments, set up that account where you don't touch the money, where everything comes out before. And I need to add to that pre-authorized or salary deducted. When you do this for your pension, remember it comes out before the tax. I was looking at my pension statement yesterday, guys, and I realized that I need to contribute more to my pension. I am all of 42 years old, so I'm very close to retirement. Marky, I refuse to age, but retirement is close. It's just around the corner. It's fastly approaching, if the Lord tarries. Now, I see where I need to supplement my pension because based on what is happening with the children, they're probably still going to be studying. I don't know what is going to be happening. I don't know if I'll be traveling, whatever it is, but I want to be able to supplement my pension. I want to be able to live a comfortable life in retirement. No, I am going to be supplementing it and also increasing to the maximum contribution where your employers match it. So I'm going to be doing that. So look at what it is that you have in your kitty and see what adjustments can be made. Because if I contribute more to my pension, I'll be paying less in terms of taxes. So that's an advantage. Okay, to those who those ads that are encouraging you to spend money, and if you are a sucker for those, stay away from them. I told you about the list for shopping and use separate accounts for different achievements. So let's say, for example, that same $1,000 that we spoke about, if you put it in your regular savings, you might end up spending it. So if you need to put a separate account for that or add it to your insurance savings, go ahead and do that where you're not tempted or you're not encouraged to touch that money for savings. All right. I told you already about leaving the credit cards at home. I put some lists for you guys, and guess what? Focus on your gains and your pluses. Don't focus on the negative. Don't focus on what is it that you're not achieving, but reward yourself and focus on what it is that you are achieving and what is it that you're gaining. So let's say, for example, you had no savings at all. But with the plan that you're putting in place, there's a $5,000 in savings. Focus on that and celebrate that. Focus on that and celebrate that. So basically, you have to know, make sure that you're consistent with the savings and make sure that you're consistent with the budgeting. So when it is that you're able to be making your comparison based on your Bible, your budgeting Bible or your spreadsheet, you can see how you have improved. Sometimes we need to talk about what is it that we're going through. Find someone. I am here. I'm your financial advisor to assist you in terms of budgeting and also the areas where you're finding difficulty. Find someone where you can talk to about the money worries or the money troubles and see where you can find ways to fine tune that. So for those of you, again, who are interested, those are the few words today in acquiring life insurance, health insurance, critical illness, your pension fund, which is your retirement fund for those who plan to live longer, and of course, a little investment. You can contact me here on Facebook. You can also email me at shernet.advisor@gmail.com. Guys, I'm also on YouTube, Shernet Clark. You can check out the YouTube videos, subscribe to them, like them, share them with your friends and your family, because for persons who are not able to view the live, you can see those on Instagram and YouTube. As I said before, I'm new on the YouTube. So go again, guys, go ahead and like those videos, subscribe, and share the videos. So those are my few words today. I want to encourage you all to stay safe, stay focused, of course, and to stay strong. Jamaica, We are at 463 cases up to last night. 6 feet apart. Tan your yard if you don't have to be out. Wash, sanitize, and of course, you need to boost the immune system, as I said before. Take care of yourself, take care of your families. And if it is that we spread love and not being selfish, then we can fight and we can champion this COVID-19. Walk good, my people. Have a pleasant afternoon. Love you. Thank you for joining me as usual. I want to thank my VPN viewers. Let me see. I want to big up Paula as usual, Jennifer Roden Russell. I want to big up Yvonne Martin Daly as usual, Franz Plummer, Anthony Ricardo. Big up on yourself. Thank you for spending the afternoon with me. And of course, if you came on after I started, go ahead and watch the video. Take from it what you are able to take from it and also build on it. And for those of you who want to know how to cope, you can go ahead and watch the previous videos 3 weeks ago with our counseling psychologist, Andre Allen Casey. And of course, his information can be forwarded if you need his contact. Guys, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Love you. Bye. Walk good.